I don't expect you to be a prepper, but I do expect you to be prepared, if that makes sense. Kids, you're headed off to college. You've never lived alone. It's scary. First of all, first tip, don't schedule 8 o'clock classes unless you're ready to go to class at 8 o'clock, okay? That's coming from a pro. All right, let's talk about this. If you own a guitar and you're headed to a dorm room, you might be far from a music store. If you are lucky enough to attend school in the city of colleges, then I've got your back. But if you're not, then there's a couple things I think you need to have. I'm going to break it down into 3 levels of preparedness. Starting with the first level, at least keep a pack of strings. You know, try and buy some good ones if you want them to last. We like the Optawebs around here. If you don't know about the Optawebs, and you may still think that you're using the ones that are snaky, well, then you're probably using polywebs. We need to have a talk. But guitar strings, the next one. This is called the Pro Winder from Diodario. You can see it's got the winding mechanism for your tuning pegs. Folks, life is too short to be putting strings on your tuning pegs by hand. So you need to get a winder. Whatever winder you go with, it doesn't matter to me, but the better you get, the better you're going to enjoy restringing your guitar. So this has slots for 2 different types of tuning keys. It has a bridge pin puller as well as cutters on the back end for your strings. Okay, that's level 1. Level 2, this is what I would suggest you try to do. We've got the Pro Winder from Dunlop. This has a steel pin. It's going to move quicker than any other winder you're going to find, okay? It also has the 2 different keys on there. It does not have the pin puller. I've got you covered on that as well. Now, the next thing that I would suggest you get with the second level of preparedness is what's called a multi-spanner or a uni-wrench from Dunlop, okay? This guy will fit many different size nuts on your guitar. For instance, your volume pots, your jack, different things like that. You can tighten toggle switch, okay? So, uni-wrench, and let's talk about pulling those pins. You guys know that we tend to pull pins with a set of side cutters, wire cutters, dikes, whatever you call them, okay? We just put a finger between them so we don't actually chop the head off, and that's a perfect prying mechanism. But this is also a good quality pair of USA-made side cutters. So I've had this same pair for like 15 years, cut thousands of strings with it, and it will still cut thousands more right there. And then let's talk about it. If you know me at all, you know this is probably my favorite tool. I bet I have 15, maybe 20 of these laying around. If you've ever worked for me, you've probably been given one. If you haven't been given one, well, you probably just weren't in the shop. We'll just say that. So, Klein 5-in-1. You have a number 1 Phillips. You have a number 2 Phillips. You have a 1/4-inch flathead. You have a 3/16 flathead. Got a couple nut drivers there too, whatever. The big deal is, again, American-made quality screwdrivers. You do not want to be using a cheap screwdriver on your guitar and stripping out the heads of your screws. And if you were confused by what number 1 and number 2 Phillips meant, come talk to me. I'll get you squared away on that one as well. Third level of preparedness. If you really want to roll deep, check out the Dunlop Complete Guitar Setup Toolkit, okay? I want you to know, I would not carry this if it was not great. Everybody makes these. Most of them stink. This is the only one that has the setup card, the multi-spanner, a 5-in-1 screwdriver, wire cutters, the good winder. I mean, I can keep going on, but it has everything you need in here. So if you want to spend the money and make the investment, this is the 3rd level of preparedness. All 3 levels will be great for you guys. Any mix of any of them would be great. If you have any questions, come see me. PalmerMusic.co, 1131 Front Street. We'll talk to you soon.